Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. It's not a stream; it's a recording. We have Belarus versus Hong Kong. Yep, it's a match in a losers bracket that can't be streamed, so I can say all the funky stuff that I want, and Sage will find out when it's uploaded. All right, so I'll introduce the teams real quick, and we're getting into one of the warm-ups, I believe. I don't think this is a map. Wait. Yeah, this is not a map. This is a warm up. And let me go take a look at the team roster real quick. I need to have it in front of me. All right, Hong Kong. We have Dragbit5, we have Pandora, we have UE2, we have Tsukime, we have Rem is Cute, we have Waya, we have UAD, we have Lil XDM Me on the side of Hong Kong. And then we got the other gamer team known as Belarus or Belarus. We have Yuka, we have the Chegg, Cringe Lad, Zunev, Wexy, Tibby, Rem Toke, and Teppy on the side. Not the Teppy from the Austria side, the different Teppy, spelled differently. And yeah, it's gonna be a very good match, I have a feeling. Belarus, one of those teams that is stronger in the bracket stage. They have very strong strengths, but very weak weaknesses. And then Hong Kong being pretty well-rounded for the most part. So, should be a pretty solid match. And everyone liking that No Mod 5 from round of 32 a lot, being picked a bunch, and picking a song very similar. So, yeah, pretty cool. You love it when the people from the tournament take a liking to a specific map that has been pulled. And these two teams, in terms of last weekend, Hong Kong got 7th overall. They did very well last week. And Belarus, if I could find them. I'm having trouble finding them real quick. They got 18th, so in terms of last week's performance, Hong Kong definitely has this advantage, but you know, you can never count on the Chegg, you know, the Wexy, Cringe Lad, a bunch of these other pretty seasoned players for Belarus. And a bunch of players aren't even playing the map anymore, so that's how you know it's a really fun warm-up, when half the lobby's not even playing. So... And this is a very long warm-up. What's the warm-up length allowed to be again? Is it under 4 minutes or is it under 5 minutes? If it's under 4 minutes, it is 3:57. So this team is really pushing it to its, you know. But so. Very cool. That's a lot of D ranks and people that left the lobby. So that map was surely really fun for everyone involved in the matter. that was the first warm-up. I don't know whose warm-up it actually was, but... And just... I was gonna say just an update, but we're not streaming, so it doesn't matter if I give you an update, because by the time this is out, then you'll probably know. So... And I'm guessing we're getting right into it. Wow, that was a very solid roll from Hong Kong, getting a 98 versus Belarus. I don't remember, I think it was 60 something. And it is also a new best of. We have best of 6, not best of 6, first to 6, best of 11. 2 bans, still 1 protect, that's not going to change, and so we'll be seeing some different strategies being employed potentially. And Hong Kong, unfortunately, losing last week to the #1 seed overall, being Netherlands. Still taking 2 points off Netherlands, which is pretty impressive nonetheless, and you know, this is the 16th seed curse. You know, you're got a good seed, but not good enough to, like, you know, win more than 1 match. So in terms of seeding, and you know, Hong Kong, very strong team, as well as Belarus, and Belarus protecting the hidden 2, and we'll get to see what Hong Kong is to go into. They could go into a plethora of things. They could go into... Let me pull my handy dandy. They did very well on No Mod 2, pretty solid on No Mod 4, Hard Rock. They did pretty well on, like, all their maps last week. It's just going against the Netherlands is a bit unfortunate. Hong Kong getting 2nd in No Mod 2, but still losing to the Netherlands, who got 1st. And it's just, you know, also getting 5th No Mod 4, but losing to a 4th for the Netherlands, and you know, it really is just really unfortunate. But they did very well on the DT3, and that is what they're going to opt into protecting. And we get a Hong Kong first ban, which I'm not honestly too sure what they could protect. There's a few things that they could opt to go into. Belarus, potentially very good at hidden. Might ban out some of the hidden maps. And but no, we'll see. We'll take a... Yeah, so the Hong Kong bans once, Belarus bans twice, and then Hong Kong gets another ban. Which is a pretty... I love this this order. It's pretty enjoyable. And taking their time, you know, trying not to make a mistake. You know, you don't want to... It's losers bracket, so they're gonna have to play 2 matches, so maybe not trying to give away some information that their potential opponents might be pretty good on. And their potential opponents, I'll find out in actually a second. So I actually don't know that off the top of my head. Their potentials are... Where are we at? We're match 33, so the potentials are either Sweden or Ukraine for these 2 teams right here. And that is going to be a very interesting match to watch, in my opinion. And Hard Rock 2 ban from the Hong Kong side. This Hard Rock 2 is, I think it's about 4 minutes long, if I'm not mistaken. Hard Rock 2 is, yeah, it's 4 minutes long during time. So, I mean, No one particularly enjoys playing longer Hard Rock 2s, just because small circles for that long is, you know, a bit unfortunate. And then Belarus opting to ban the DT1, it's mostly just a consistency thing. DT1s typically are one of those maps where if you pick it, you were usually the not too favored team, and it could potentially be point flip. It's very similar to No Mod 1 in that aspect. And we have Crystal joining us.
And yeah, hello. Hello. Hope you have a good day.
How was your match that you just casted?
Oh, it was pretty good. Very, very fun. We did see pretty interesting scores, very interesting techniques. You know, I think some people will be able to watch the VOD, and yeah, some people will be pretty surprised of the combo games and everything.
Nice. And we have a Belarus No Mod 5 ban, which I believe is still... Is it speed or is it gimmick? It's speed. Okay.
Yeah, it's speed.
We have a No Mod 6 now, so I see that.
Yeah, the No Mod 6 being very, very, very high precision and a bit of low also.
Yeah, Agony. Very popular map in tournaments. I've seen it a handful of times. So...
Yeah, for sure. We're still waiting for the second ban though from Hong Kong. Maybe following that HR2 ban.
Yeah, there's a few things they could opt to go into. They could opt to go into one of the potentially like one of the no mods. Not no mod 2. That one I think is pretty good for them. Maybe no mod 6 ban with the hidden 2 protect on Belarus. So,
I mean, with a HR2 ban and a HG2 protect from Belarus,
yeah.
I would say that no mod 6 would be indeed a pretty good ban. I would also consider it for mod 2. But I don't know. I don't know if they're going to ban one of those two, or they could also surprise us.
I think Fremont 2 is one of those things where you at least have you only need really one hidden player, and then maybe they did ban the Hard Rock 2, but that also could be because of the length, as I was discussing a little bit earlier. 4 minutes long is a bit rough, but they opt to go into the No Mod 3 ban, so no alt map.
Yeah, maybe they're a bit scared of Belarus on this one. And yeah, not usual to see like a typical directly like a normal 3 ban. Generally it's more about like precise, very, very precise skill set. Banning just the pure normal 3 flow aim. Not very common, but very also understandable.
Yeah, we could see a few things from Hong Kong. I don't think we'll see a DT3 off the start, but we could potentially see a DT2. We could see a No Mod 2. One of those tapping picks that they did pretty well on last week.
Yeah, I think there should be okay on those. At least it would be a decent pick to go on DT2. Here we talk about No Mod 2. DT1, of course, is banned. There's not a lot of speed left up at that No Mod 5 and DT1 ban from Belarus.
No, they did do pretty well in the No Mod 2 though. The only person they lost to was the team that they lost to, being the Netherlands. And it was a 30k score lead. It was very close. And unless Belarus can somehow do that well, I think it's still a pretty solid pick. But they do have to go into their protect first. Not a strategy you see employed a bunch, but maybe struggling to find a map that they can maybe take, maybe being a little bit cautious. So they opt to go into the maybe possibly confirmed pick, but
there should be also okay in terms of skill cap.
Yes.
I do believe that this is a pretty great pick, and yeah, because this is their protect. I mean, they have to go for something. It's going to be the protect. I'm personally not a big fan of like picking the protect first because you never know how it could go and can literally shift your mindset pretty much very, very quickly if you lose this. But you know, yeah, I mean, they pick it. They should be winning it. It should be okay for them. But let's see if this is really going to be the case.
Yeah, this is a map where it is purely speed based, and then you get into the middle, and it's a bit of doubles into the very awkward like tapping streams or bursts. I believe they're bursts, and then it becomes back into kind of like a speed map. So if you're a speed player, the map's not that hard, with the exception of that middle section being the doubles, and then the end is a bit spaced, but nothing too crazy. So we'll see.
And for the roster, we're going to have a Pandora Worms, cute. Tsukime, Yuitu. For Belarus, we're going to have Cringelast, Terebonka, T-Bim, and Disheg.
Yeah, the resident speed player on Hong Kong being Rem is cute, and then Dicheg being the superstar for this Belarus team. With the obviously we got Cringe Lad as well, being the two stand-up players in my opinion on this roster. But for sure the other two, and even the other 6 players on the team are nobody to scoff at.
Yeah. I mean, we have to look, of course, for specific players, but also at this stage, this is very important to have a good roster. Otherwise, if you, like, one of the players is just falling behind, it might just cut pretty much the point.
Yeah, this particular map is not a map where I think you can have a stand-up performance. You need to have a team performance for a map like this, considering there's a few difficult spots in the map, and for the most part the map is pretty easy. Other than that, like the middle section and the end section are pretty difficult, but other than that, I mean, the map is not that difficult. So I mean, one person being able to carry is going to be a bit rough. Everyone, holding on strong for the most part, but we won't see misses for a little bit.
Yeah, the map is very, very consistent, but Terebonka will be the first one to break, but it's going to be followed by UE2 and TV8, so I mean, not too good for Belarus. Cringelad also breaking, oh god.
And this was the section I was talking about, where this is like one of those parts where you'll see a handful of misses because of the doubles, and then you get a little bit of a breathing room going into this final section right here, where it's just kind of like some streams, and then you'll end up getting into the space streams at the end, and the map's over. So it's 300k, but I think it might still be doable if Hong Kong completely falls apart. But I mean, with Pandora and Rem holding, it's going to be a bit tricky, considering Yui is also putting up some of the combo. And we'll see.
Desheg also like really struggle to the stamina focus part. TBL also struggling to play that final part, and overall like just Belarus really struggling to play the end. Very like stamina gapped. So yeah, maybe number 2 potentially for the next pick for Hong Kong, but right now this GT3 is pretty much over 1 million score in favor of Hong Kong. It is not possible to recover for Belarus.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what you expect from Rep Attacks. We get a double FC from Rem and Pandora, the 2 resident tapping players on the team. Yui getting a slider break, I believe, in the double section, and then Tsukime missing a handful of times, still not actually getting the lowest score in the lobby. Everyone on the side of Belarus kind of getting the same score for the most part. And I mean, kind of what we mentioned earlier, you do need those handful of players that can pop off, but you also need a consistent team score, and Hong Kong was able to do both, and unfortunately Belarus was only able to do one of those. So
yeah, I mean, at least that was a good try from the team of Belarus, but yeah, definitely not enough to counter some of the players from the side of Hong Kong. Now it can be very interesting. I mean, the Hong Kong bans and Protect, when you see them, this is very hard to pick into, because like the TT3 Protect and the HR2 ban and the number 3 ban, you don't know really like the weaknesses from those type of bans. They could go, of course, like directly for the Protect. They could go for Nomad 6. It could make a lot of sense. They could go for potential Primo 2. But honestly, this is still pretty hard to pick into.
Yeah. Maybe you see the, well, like you said, the Hard Rock 2, Hidden 2, Band Protects. Fremont 2 might be a good pick. Nomad 6 might be a good pick. You could also match them on their Protect. Pick your Protect instantly. Maybe you just make it a best of 9. Basically just it's a 2 bands, best of 9, no Protects. And they're looking to get a technical timeout. We'll see. They do have there's timeouts, I believe. So. And one of the PCs on the side of Belarus ends up going down, it looks like, but hopefully it'll be able to come back with this pause.
I mean, I like the timeout like directly just after they learned about the PC being like dead. It's like very important to just call the timeout, breathe, and don't panic. I think this is at least it can help pretty well the Belarus team to just stay in game.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna be the end of the world. They, if anything, they could potentially try to pick something that that player might not be in for. I'm not sure exactly who it is. It's not very, we don't know. But I don't think all their players play I don't think there's a player on their team that plays literally everything. So they should be able to find something that that player couldn't play, if, push comes to shove. But
yeah, it's just that the roster will be a bit weaker in certain picks. That's one of the issues. And, when you're facing Hong Kong, you don't really want to afford that. Like, you're not the favorite team right now. You're the outsider. You don't want to like fall behind too much just because of a roster issue and a PC issue.
yeah, for sure. And it does look like we're going to be getting a 120-second timeout. So we will have to see at the end of this 2 minutes whether the PC has become undead or if it is still dead.
And it is true that the tournament rules are not like the specialty for most of the players and most of people. We don't spend like 24 hours reading the rules, but yeah.
Yeah, there are some. Every tournament is different. So like even if they have the same gimmick for like we'll say like this one for a perfect example. I mean this tournament has Protect. This tournament has 2 bands, a team at least in this round, and then there'd be another tournament that has 2 Protects at this time, or the same amount of bands. But the way this works is it's an ABBA ban and then Protect. So I mean it does get a little bit confusing, especially if you're more than one tournament. Nomad 4 being selected, I'm assuming that the player is back, but I don't have any confirmation of that.
I mean, yeah, we don't directly have the confirmation, but at least they decided to pick a map. It's going to be the tech map, and I mean this one is very very tech heavy compared to the maps that we saw before in the 5WC. So it should be a great test for both of the teams to see if they have a great roster for like a very standard, I would say, Nomad 4, a bit more tapping wise compared to some of the Nomad 4 that we know, but still very very tech-ish, very standard, very tournament-friendly, I would say.
Yeah, tech is personally one of my favorite slots to watch. It's very satisfying when people are able to hit the sliders. Plus, tip usually, not always, but usually, it's like one of the best songs in the pool. And I don't know. There's just something about it that's just super enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, that is also like a great song, great custom map, by the way, from Megalo. Very, very, very good mapper, by the way. And yeah, just a beautiful song. Only for 2 minutes, so it is quite short, but very standard for a Nomad 4. We're going to see maybe some FCs.
Yeah, and this is Belarus pick, so we might be able to see some pretty good scores on their side, but Pandora is a very good all-rounder for the side of Hong Kong, so we maybe we'll see a very good score from them as well. And we're getting right into it with these kind of sliders, kick sliders, and Zunev actually missing. Yui, Pandora, Rem, and Cringe Loud also missing right there, and there's just constant trades from like a handful of people.
Yeah, but it's still way better for Belarus. They still have the Sheg and Yuka at this point. It's only Tsukime on the board for Hong Kong, which is not a very good sign if you're playing a Hong Kong roster. And now it's just Yuka and the Sheg really having great combos, also good recoveries from... Okay, alright, Kusunev. I was about to mention the name, but I didn't. And actually, Critchlad also doing a wonderful job. No, really?
Oh no. Yeah, no combo on the side of Hong Kong with the exception of Rem is cute. And then there's still 1 FC on the side of Belarus. I didn't say the names, so it's not my fault. And yeah, I mean, doing pretty well even holding up to that point, going into like kind of a breakdown section, but then it's going to get right back into it. And Che actually missing on that buzz slider. And Pandora and Rem are building up some combos, so they're not out of the woods just quite yet. There's still like a fourth of the map left, and I mean, there's plenty of... And Yuka missing, that might be able to swing it back over.
Yeah, Yuka missing, this was the most important combo from Belarus, and right now this is switching back really heavily in favor of Hong Kong. Rem is cute, breaking, but it's not going to matter as long as Tsukime and Pandora are holding. Tsukime is going to break, but Pandora is still holding. Yui too. Also holding. That is going to be the first breakpoint into the match. Hong Kong winning this one 2 against 0.
Yeah, the Chegg Yuka doing very well on that map, but just the consistency, team play on the side of Hong Kong was just able to take it. And I mean, yeah, we said this again earlier. I mean, you need consistent team scores, but you also need pop-off team scores. And again, Hong Kong kind of just had both, unfortunately, and Belarus falling a little bit behind, and they instantly go for the DT2. Hong Kong does, and tapping went very well. Let's do it again. And
yeah, I mean, now this is Hong Kong pick. They could go for a ton of picks right now. Honestly, they're going to go DT2 directly into the speed. I saw that DT3 work very, very well. Decide to pick more of the burst one. Watch out for some of the squares jumps though. Maybe some players will miss on those, but otherwise this is pure tapping.
Squares. That is what I'll say about this map. Freaking squares, man. The squares are the hardest part of this map. I will not be told otherwise. It is an aim map. This is not tapping. This is an aim map. I've played this last weekend in a tournament. This is a freaking aim map.
Oh.
This is the real DT. I have some words about this map.
I have a lot of words about this map. Honestly, me too. When I saw the map for showcase, I was like, yeah. I mean, yeah, this is good tapping and all, but those scores might be a bit scary.
We're not. So Pandora and Rem are going to be playing this, and again, they're the resident tapping players for. I almost said Poland, Hong Kong, and we will. One of them is going to miss on the squares. There's just no. Well, most of the misses will be on the squares. Like the squares are just so brutal.
I do believe it. That is also why I mentioned those squares first, because I do think that some players at least will miss on the squares, and I don't think that we can really do anything about it. Also, this map is extremely short, so if you miss on those squares,
It's even shorter than the DT3, which was also pretty short. So Hong Kong trying to finish this up pretty quickly. And I believe it's the same teams for DT3, if I'm not mistaken. And this first stream burst right here is pretty hard to act, so we'll see if... Yeah, okay, I see a lot of 80s on the side of everyone.
But for now, this is okay-ish at the very for Belarus. Nothing too crazy. I mean, at least they're not falling too far behind. That is basically the hack issues from Belarus earlier into the map, but that's pretty much meaningless.
Yeah, Pandora also struggling. Chegg, the first one to miss, and Tibi also missing, and Zunev, and Rem, and Tsukimi, and literally we can stop playing the map now, because that's what everyone decided to do for a second. It is Tepi and Yui. Those are the only two combos, and they missed before we got to the squares, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Rebunka right now on the board to counter Yuri right now. Double breaks from Hong Kong. Right now they really don't have the pick yet, like clearly not. And just TBS side. Zunev though is going to miss, so that's going to do a little bit of damage, and also Rebunka will break for the side of Belarus, and I think that's going to be it. Question mark?
It's only 20k, and it's like swinging back and forth. Like, it is still doable if we see some misses from Hong Kong. Maybe a Pandora Tsukime. Oh, wow.
Oh, dear lord. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, TBS gonna miss.
Oh, my god.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, so all those misses were on the squares, actually. I guess I looked away for a second. Those misses were on the squares, and that's why we saw everyone miss. Yeah. That is a break point for Belarus, and if I were them, I would go straight into the hidden two.
I would agree. I think this is the best timing where you can pick it into, honestly.
Equalize, make it a first to four, best of 7. Get some breathing time. You got the Nomad 6 still, which I think is still a really good pick for Belarus.
Yeah, getting the momentum back is pretty much the goal for Belarus at this point. And like they have half of it, like they just won 1 point very, very, very closely, like tightly, but they won it nonetheless, so they have to go for their protect now. At least something similar.
And just imagine, very unfortunate loss to the Nomad 4 too. Imagine if they would have won their own pick, taken a break point, and then gone a hidden 2 here and potentially, gotten that. That would be up 3-1 right now, potentially. But, a little bit of underperformance from the looks of it from that Nomad 4. And, the same thing can be said with this DT2 from Hong Kong, I feel like. That's just pretty uncharacteristic. We talked about the squares, but, even on, some of the rest of the map, we saw some uncharacteristic, untraditional misses, so...
Yeah, this DT2 is very, very special. You did mention the squirrel, so, it's a lot of things can happen, but honestly, this HG2 is quite open. They're thinking about it, which is making me think that they're not gonna pick HG2, which is scary.
Yeah. A little known fun fact, Remescute is currently OWC eligible in terms of rank. They're ranked 4,599.
Oh.
90 days ago, they were ranked 10,060.
Yeah.
That's
right.
pretty cool.
That's pretty nice. So when I mentioned HE2, I wasn't too particularly thinking about HO1. You know? But this is going to be the pick for Belarus. Maybe it works.
I didn't expect it, but I'm also not gonna stand here and say it's a bad pick. I'm not too sure. Like, I'm not too familiar with these teams. If I go to this, Hong Kong did not play Hard Rock 1 last week. Belarus also did not play Hard Rock 1 last week, but again, last week's Hard Rock 1 was tech, so that could be the reason why. So we'll see. It's a Happy 30 song, pretty fun. Happy 30 usually has a bunch of flow aim in it, and
yeah, I mean this one is pure raw aim. Snap aim, just pure consistency, and some burst, of course, but very standard for HO1, I would say. And yeah, I mean maybe they're also thinking about the fact that Hong Kong didn't ban HR2. Which like HO1 and HO2 are pretty not similar in terms of like skill set or anything, just like in terms of mapping and have the AR10 and everything. So why not? But I would say that HR2 is way more difficult than HO1, for example. Like I mean it's not a bad pick, but it's just clearly not the thing I would think.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I feel like this could go either way. I feel like both teams have a handful of some Hard Rock players. Pandora definitely going to be stepping up. I'm not too sure if Rem will be playing this, but yeah, it doesn't look like it. And
yeah, Tibia, Yuka, Deshek and Cringelat will play for Belarus. Hong Kong we're going to have Pandora, Yui, Tsukime, and Lexman? Wait. Can you read that?
I have no idea. I can speak only one language, so I can't even.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna attempt to look at that.
Yeah, it's complicated, but anyway. Well, it should be okay. Anyway, we're going to see the HO1 very consistency based, and we'll see who's gonna struggle. Also, the BPM of the burst is a little bit more high compared to the rest of some HO1s, I would say.
And we got kind of like a slow section here, and for some reason on Hard Rock, slow sections are always harder to act. And you can kind of see it with some of these players. We got 91, 91, and 2 misses actually. 3 misses. And yeah.
Yeah. I don't think for now that it's going to be relevant. Just maybe the inconsistency from Yuri, but other than that, I don't think, yeah. At least for now, this is manageable. You can recover from this. Just if it continues, then yeah, I'm a bit more worried.
Yeah, pretty long map, 3.5 minutes, a little bit over technically, and the only thing that's really coming into play right now is the accuracy. We see two 93s on the side of Belarus, and then we see 295s, 296 on Hong Kong. So it actually is about even, maybe a little bit Hong Kong favored, but this is one of those maps you might actually be able to just combo game.
Yeah, that was also like a miss from TB8. It's just nothing too incredible, but because it was a little bit later in the map, and the miss from Yuka though, is going to be a bit more on the disaster side from Belarus, and just Hong Kong having a great combo lead right now.
Yeah, I mean, only about 100k squarely, but it's going to start rising. I mean, Decheg, Cringe Lad really the only ones holding, but with Tsukime missing, it's traded by Tibi, which is a little bit Belarus favored, but I mean, you still got that 2 600s on the side of Pandora and Lel. And, you know, that's still quite a battle you have to fight. I mean, Decheg and Cringe Lad are going to have to hold, because right now they're just not getting the support they need from either Yuka or Tibi.
Yeah. I mean, at least they're lucky that Tsukime is like missing and lacking a bit of consistency at the middle of the map, but Yui did actually recover quite well from the Onion misses and actually hit on the break.
Oh.
And Shaq though is going to trade, so that is not like a really good trade for Belarus.
You say that, but I mean, it's Cringe Lad versus Pandora right now. Pandora a little bit ahead, but I mean, Yuka's the only supporting combo in the lobby, so I do think it is actually just a tad bit Belarus favorable with Cringe Lad missing. That is, yeah. Pandora is just completely not being contested right now, and will decide this pick potentially very convincingly. And with Yuka missing, it is just Pandora versus the entire lobby right now.
Yeah, this is pretty much over Belarus. I don't think that they're gonna come back from this. Even the work. Whoa!
200k though. It might. I don't know if they can come back.
Yuka missing, the Shaq missing. I think they're going to lack of time and also lack of combo. Just overall, even with the break of Bandura, Hong Kong is actually ahead in terms of combo game.
Yeah, I think that probably seals it right there. I mean. Play was pretty close. I mean, this is looking to be a very good match. I mean, the only point that has been convincing was the Hong Kong's protecting the DT3, excuse me. And I mean, Pandora had a very strong performance on that map, and it looked like Tibi had a little bit of an underperformance on that map. And I mean, 300k. That's the difference between a good and a bad run right there, and just a little bit unfortunate for Belarus, and potentially maybe very fortunate for Hong Kong. Maybe Pandora overperformed. We'll see, but another break point on the side of Hong Kong this time, and we were talking about Belarus potentially being a 3-1 with their potential Nomad 4 win, but it is at the exact opposite right now. Hong Kong is up 3-1, and they could take it to 4-1 with their own pick. And Nomad 2 is still open. They did end up losing that DT2, but we're gonna chalk that up to the squares. And
honestly, Nomad 2, I would believe that is a pretty good pick at this point. I mean, they could definitely go for that. At least, like, stamina-wise, they have the lead. I think it's pretty advantageous for them. Other than Nomad 2, what they could go for? Not a lot.
The pool is getting smaller. Maybe we see a Hard Rock 3. I'm not too sure if we see a hidden necessarily from Hong Kong. We'll probably start seeing Fremont being picked, but
I think Hong Kong is waiting Belarus to pick into the HGs.
Yes, that's what I was thinking too.
So, I mean, Nomad 2 seems pretty straightforward. Still a protect from Belarus on AG2, by the way, but it's starting to get a little bit too late to get use of that protect.
I think Belarus is going to have to pick their protect as their next pick, because if they don't, then they have a chance of just not being able to pick it, period. And, you know, that's not really what you want.
Clearly. Also, Fremont 1 is open. I don't think that Hong Kong will go for Fremont 1. I think nobody will go for Fremont 1 actually.
I don't know. I think I can see a Nomad 2 or a Fremont 1 for this Hong Kong squad. I think just they actually go Fremont 2, but one of the custom maps.
It's not okay. So in theory, it's like not a good pick when you see like HO2 ban.
Yeah.
Protect from Belarus, but this is like tapping heavy as a Fremont 2. It does require quite a little bit of stamina. So it's not like a bad pick, but it's still a surprising pick that Hong Kong decided to go for over like certain picks that we mentioned.
It could also be one of those instances where Hong Kong is like, we'll say they have 2 Hidden 2 players and they have 2 Hard Rock 2 players, but they don't have 4 Hidden 2 or 4 Hard Rock 2 players, and that's why they, you know, opted to not pick into those. But, I mean, if you have 2 Hidden 2 players and 2 Hard Rock 2 players, and that's 4 people right there for mods, I mean... So, they just might not have, like, a full squad for those maps, but... I mean, we'll end up seeing here, it's under 2 minutes, and, I think Pandora will be fine. Pandora will probably take the Hard Rock, but I can see going Hidden Hard Rock. The Chegg...
The mods are not very clear for both of the teams, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we'll see.
We'll probably see 3 Hiddens from Belarus and a Hard Rock. Potentially we'll see an Overmod, so someone can go no mod. But...
Well, the map is definitely getting started. Potentially a 4th point on the board for Hong Kong. But I'm pretty sure that Belarus doesn't really want to go for that.
And Pandora going no mod with Tsukime going the Overmod with a Hidden Hard Rock. Alela going Hard Rock, Yui going Hidden. Rem Toke on the side of Belarus going Hidden. Cringe Lad going Hard Rock. Chegg going Hidden, and then Yuka going Hard Rock. So they kind of split down the middle.
Yeah, just a bit of an overmod for Belarus, but nothing too crazy about it. Cringe Lad did break just before the little pause at the middle of the map. I mean, not the middle of the map, but yeah, just at the break. But no, so far so good for all of the players. As I said, of course, Tsukime will drop on the HDHR, and that's actually a total disaster for half of the lobby.
I mean, this map's gonna keep flipping back and forth. I mean, you see it like a 5,000 lead, and it is starting to build in favor of Hong Kong, mostly because Pandora is just holding on right now.
Oh, and oh no, that's so tragic. Yuka missing here at this point. I think that's going to be very difficult to take advantage of that if you're in the Belarus side, and just Pandora still with the SC. They're just doing an amazing job.
I mean, Pandora's been playing absolute, like, the perfect Osu in these, like, few maps, and, I mean, Pandora is the player on the side of Hong Kong. Missing there, unfortunate, but I mean, the damage is already done, so it doesn't actually matter. Putting up 750k is, you know, I mean, pretty good. Kind of blowing out the next highest person, which I believe was Yuka with 500k.
The thing is that even if the map would have still go on, Yuritsu, Tsukime, Lexme did also recover in terms of combos, so it wouldn't even matter. Just Hong Kong winning that pretty greatly, I would say. And now Timberers may be going HE2. I don't know. I mean, they have to go for the Protect at some point.
I mean, they need to do it now. Because if you lose your next pick, then you have a chance to not even pick good at all. And if you feel confident to win your Hidden 2, then there's just no reason. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't pick it sooner. I mean, Protects are something that are very, very valuable, so if you just don't get anything out of your Protect, I mean, you should have protected something else, I think, just plain and simple. Better to lose your Protect than to not pick it, in my opinion. But especially in this match when, I mean, nothing is really, like, shown to where you would lose that pick. I mean, it's not like their hidden players did that well on Fremont 2. It's not like any of the other Hiddens have been picked and they did really well. I mean, there's just been nothing, and they're still opting to not go into this Hidden 2, and I just don't get it.
I really don't get it either. they're picking HR. I really do believe that they don't have the lead on HR. I'm very, very confused about the strategy of Belarus.
I'll save my thoughts until after this map, but I mean, from the looks from the outside, it just looks like they're kind of lost. Like, I think I'm not sure whoever's picking the maps for the side of Belarus, but I mean, maybe they're panicking a bit with the 4-1 score deficit, but I mean,
I can see a potential reasoning about this HO3. It's like they were playing well on the Nomad 4. So like
yes.
They decide to pick again into tech. And this map is also pretty accessible. So it should be okay-ish for Team Belarus, but again, I'm just those Nomad 6 HG2s, I don't know. They seem pretty favorite about those picks. I'm just confused.
The thing that I see with this Hard Rock 3 picks, I don't necessarily think it's a bad pick. I just think that Hidden 2 is a better pick. And right now, I think you need to, they win their Hidden 2 Protect. Worst case scenario, Hong Kong wins their own pick, and then it's back to Belarus. Then they can pick the Hard Rock 3, But, I mean, you lose this Hard Rock 3, you have no chance of picking your Hidden 2, potentially. I mean, Hong Kong's not one of those teams that's just gonna, let you come back from this score deficit. So, I mean, they're already at a major disadvantage with a chance of not even being able to go to tiebreaker. And, I mean, we'll be able to see. I'm not gonna like completely, put them down because I do think this is not a terrible pick.
Yeah, no, it's just like a pick that doesn't come like directly or logically.
Yeah, for sure.
It's still okay, but yeah. Anyway, we'll see maybe a core performance. And this map is extremely short, so if anything happen, can I mean, just early misses might just steal the deal. So give me.
I don't. We're getting an abort. Yeah. Okay. Nope. We're getting it. Okay. It's panic.
Okay, it's panic.
And I mean, there's a handful of misses so far. I'm not really sure which ones are real and which ones aren't. It looks like Yuka, Decheg, and Pandora are the real ones, and everyone else is kind of just vibing. Sunev missing as well, but I mean, halfway through the map, Hong Kong's got about a 50,000 score lead. And something about this map is the CS on this map is 5.6, which is very different from 5.2 and might be able to make a difference.
And honestly, with a miss also from Yuka, this is looking very, very dangerous. Still, the 3 very beautiful combos on the side of Hong Kong. Only 2 right now, with a miss from Yui, but it's going to be traded by the Shek. And just like Xunev, TV8 just trying their best. But honestly, right now, I don't think that's going to matter a lot.
Yeah, and kind of what we were talking about, I mean, earlier. I mean, the map is over and it's 500,000 score lead. They lost the Hard Rock 1 by a pretty substantial margin. They lost the Nomad 4. I mean, I'm not really sure what the reasoning, but they decided to put the 2 of them together and thought it would work out. I mean, I don't know. Just a bit questionable to me, but I mean, match point Hong Kong. We'll see if Belarus even gets a chance to pick their Hidden 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hong Kong potentially last pick, and yeah, we might never see that HG2 at the very end. No more speed though from Hong Kong. Possible.
Nomad 2 still up though.
Oh no.
Yep.
Oh.
That's kind of that's kind of where I was like, if you secure your own point there as Belarus, then Hong Kong goes the Nomad 2. They potentially win that, and then Hong Kong is not out of maps, but not all the maps are very Hong Kong favored, and then you have a chance of coming back. But I mean, with that Hard Rock 3 pick right there, I mean, I think you gave Hong Kong a chance to not even show any weakness on any of these maps. And
they are so well rounded, honestly.
They are.
That's the thing. It's just that they can ban few maps that they have worse guns on, and they can just go with some maps and also having like carry players, they're very scary in the loser bracket, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep. Yup. Number two being picked, and
Wow, what a shocker!
yeah, that's
Hong Kong picking tapping? Couldn't be.
couldn't be. Yeah, true.
They're actually trying to they're actually trying to speedrun this match, by the way. Every single map they picked. Let me go back to the MP link. Alright, so
Yeah.
DT3 was picked first. That's like, you know, a little under 3 minutes to 2:30, I believe. Nomad 4 is pretty short. DT2 is pretty short. Hard Rock 1 is long, but they didn't pick it. Fremont 2 is under 2 minutes, like 150 or something. Hard Rock 3 is very short, and then they picked Nomad 2, which is another 2 minutes. There's quite a bit of long maps in this pool, and every single short map is being picked.
I mean, maybe Hong Kong really doesn't really
They're trying
want
to speedrun.
play. Yeah, I mean, maybe also they just don't like consistency, which can be also maybe a sign of weakness. I don't know. That could be considered because like H2 is very, very long. And what they ban also? I don't remember.
They banned what did they ban? Nomad 3, which is 3:30.
Oh, wait, they banned number 6?
Nomad 3, they banned Nomad 3.
Oh, number 3.
Nomad 6 is still up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I mean, we can. Maybe the length is a factor, but I mean, they did very well in this Hard Rock 1 pick, so I mean, it's I don't know. I mean, winning by 300k only, but I mean, and Nomad 2.
Yeah, this map is very consistent. It's either you can play it or you.
Oh, Pandora!
Not.
Whoa!
What happened to Pandora?
Is that a Bancho? Not really able to see the accuracy. I mean,
I'm not sure. I'm not
yeah.
sure.
That was not Bancho though. I mean, that was that's real. It's 89% accuracy. That's real.
90% to begin the map. That is really not a good start for Pandora.
Yeah, that's kind of the Nomad 2 classic. Tsukime is doing pretty well, but I mean, Decheg is still able to hold it for now, keeping it close. 20,000 score lead, and there's a bunch of misses on the side of Belarus, and even on the side of Hong Kong with Waya missing. It's Tsukime really versus Decheg. That's with the supporting combo on Yui, Pandora, Tibi, and Tepi. So
yeah, a bit more supportive on the side of Belarus.
Look at that score, though.
It's just pretty much anyone.
The air is flopping back and forth constantly, and the client is currently dying.
Oh dear lord. Okay, well, nothing is over yet. As long as we see those full combos on the board, you know, nothing is over. TB it's going to miss though. It's going to be the first miss on the side of Belarus, but traded already by Hong Kong. And Yuri also missing, but traded also by Xunev.
Oh, what the?
Oh.
It's 100k though, and I mean the map is kind of close to being over. I mean, it's comebackable, but not if Pandora and Tsukime keep holding. And yeah, it's yep, and I mean close, but no cigar. And I mean Hong Kong ended up taking this match pretty convincingly 6-1 with the reverse choke, I'm pretty sure, from Pandora, and the FC from Tsukime. And I mean,
that was at least a good recovery. Yeah, that was a great recovery from Pandora, though. Very starting extremely roughly, I would say, but still getting 500k.
Yeah, I mean, I think Belarus had some pretty a part of my French with some pretty troll picks there, and I think they ended up paying the consequence for it. And we'll see them next year, though. They're a very, very strong team. Hopefully, they'll be able to do next year. And for now, Hong Kong moves on and plays the winner of Sweden-Ukraine, which I don't think has been played yet.
Which one?
Sweden-Ukraine is who Hong Kong plays.
Oh, yeah, no.
So
Yeah.
we'll find that later.
Yeah, for now we really don't know, but I think that's going to be over for the record, I believe.
Yeah, and we appreciate everyone for watching this YouTube video because it is not streamed. And this has been Crystal and Dominic, and we'll see you later. See ya.
Yep. See ya.